If Hades is the realm of departed souls, where the cold river Styx flows beneath an eternal shroud of mist, then Tartarus is a place even deeper than hell itself, an abyss that even the gods shudder to speak of. Tartarus is not merely a prison. In Greek mythology, it is described as a boundless chasm lying far beneath Hades, so deep that if a stone were to fall from the surface, it would take 9 days and 9 nights to reach the bottom. And when it does, you would find yourself engulfed in a darkness so dense, not the darkness of night, but a suffocating blackness that devours every ray of light and every shred of hope. According to Hesiod, the ancient Greek poet, Tartarus was born from primordial chaos alongside Gaia, Mother Earth, and Eros-love. But instead of being a creative force, Tartarus existed as a colossal pit, embodying the essence of punishment. Since the age of the Titanomachy, the war between the Olympian gods and the Titans, Zeus had turned Tartarus into a prison for the most dreadful offenders. From rebellious Titans to mortal souls who dared to defy divine authority. With colossal gates guarded by the Hecatonchires, 100-handed giants, each hand wielding a massive weapon, no one, not even the gods, could escape once they were cast inside. Tartarus is not just a place of confinement. It is the ultimate symbol of absolute punishment, where no sentence can be appealed. For the ancient Greeks, merely hearing its name would send a chill down the spine. For this was not merely the underworld, but a place from which there was no return. Within Tartarus, the massive bronze walls do more than hold the darkness. They imprison beings that once made the Greek world tremble. Those cast here belong to the category of the unforgivable, both in power and in crime. First are the Titans, the first generation of giant deities, children of Gaia and Uranus. When Zeus led the Olympian gods in the Titanomachy, many Titans stood against him, siding with Cronus, the Titan King. After 10 years of fierce war, the Titans were defeated. The most dangerous among them, Iapetus, Hyperion, Cus, and especially Cronus, were bound in unbreakable adamantine chains and hurled into Tartarus. But Tartarus also held monstrous creatures birthed by Gaia as vengeance against Zeus. The most infamous was Typhon, a colossal being with hundreds of fire-breathing dragon heads, wings wide enough to block the sun, and the strength to tear Olympus apart. In the cataclysmic battle between Typhon and Zeus, the earth shook and the seas roared. Ultimately, Zeus defeated Typhon and sealed him deep within Tartarus, guarded by the Hecatonchires. Beyond titans and monsters, Tartarus was home to immortal sinners or mortals punished eternally by the gods. Sisyphus, the deceiver of death, condemned to roll a boulder up a mountain, only for it to roll back down. Forever repeating the task, Tantalus, the betrayer of divine trust, chained in a pool of water with fruit above his head. But whenever he reached for water or food, they receded out of reach. Ixion, who dared to lust after Hera, bound to a flaming wheel that spins for eternity. These punishments were not only physical torments, but mental imprisonments, ensuring the guilty were forever consumed by despair. To the ancient Greeks, Tartarus was the embodiment of divine authority, merciless justice, and eternal dread. The ancient Greek sky burned crimson. Black clouds twisted, torn apart by the roar of thunder. This was the historic moment when two of mythology's greatest wars thundered across the world. The Titanomachy, the war between the young gods led by Zeus and the mighty Titans who had ruled since the dawn of time, and the Titanomachy, the death match between Zeus and the monster Typhon, embodiment of chaos and destruction. For 10 years of the Titanomachy, Olympus shook with a clash of thunder and stone. The colossal titans, each step able to crush mountains, unleashed devastating attacks. On the other side, Zeus and his siblings, Poseidon, Hades, Hera, Demeter, Hestia, allied with the oppressed Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires. The Cyclopes forged for Zeus lightning bolts, blazing like the sun. For Poseidon, a mighty trident, and for Hades, a terrifying helm of invisibility. The climax came when Zeus summoned the full force of his power. Lightning bolts rained from the heavens, tearing through the Titan ranks. Blinding light reflecting off the bronze walls of Tartarus, opening wide to swallow the defeated. The enraged roar of Cronus, the Titan King, echoed across the sky. But adamantine chains bound his limbs, dragging him into the endless abyss. Peace seemed near, until from the earth itself rose an even greater terror. Typhon, the monster, mountain high, his massive body wrapped in serpents with hundreds of fire-breathing dragon heads. Each step split the ground, each roar like a thunderclap. The Titanomachy began. Zeus hurled lightning again, but Typhon blocked them with his enormous black wings. Mountains were blasted apart, seas boiled, the sky darkened. At last, through power and resolve, Zeus struck Typhon down, sealing him beneath Mount Etna, where legend says each volcanic eruption is Typhon's struggle. All the defeated, from titans to beasts defying the new order, were cast into Tartarus. From that moment, Tartarus became not only a dark abyss, but the ultimate symbol of punishment and the absolute power of the Olympian gods. After the final thunderclap, the Greek sky slowly cleared. Yet, the echoes of the Titanomachy and Titanomachy remained etched in every mountain, river, and in the memory of humankind. Coastal cities still told of the day the sea roared, waves as high as walls, sweeping away villages. On Mount Olympus, the newly enthroned gods began to reshape the world. Zeus, wielding absolute authority, divided the cosmos into three realms: the sky for himself, the seas for Poseidon, and the underworld for Hades. This was not merely a territorial division, but the establishment of a new order where the Olympian gods would govern and protect the mortal world. Yet not everyone accepted this change. To them, the Titans were primordial deities tied to the land and the harvest, and the Olympians were usurpers. These clandestine rituals were held under the cover of darkness by the glow of red flames, in hopes of the Titans' return. Conversely, many regions embraced Zeus's reign as the dawn of a golden age. Grand temples rose, adorned with carvings of Zeus hurling lightning, Poseidon commanding waves, and Hades guarding the gates of the underworld. People began to see Tartarus not merely as a prison, but as proof of the gods' power to uphold order. Still, fear lingered. The legend of Typhon, imprisoned beneath Mount Etna, kept the people of Sicily and nearby lands in constant dread. Whenever the earth trembled or red fire burst from the mountain's heart, to them it was a reminder that the forces of chaos had not been destroyed, only slumbering, waiting for a chance to awaken. Thus, ancient Greek society lived in a fragile balance. On one side, trust in the new order. On the other, fear that the old darkness might return. And Tartarus, the dark abyss, became a dual symbol, both an impenetrable prison and a shadow hovering over Olympus's radiant sky.